What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is the first episode in the new year. We're approaching the end of the month. I told you on the last episode that it would be the Z31 Turbo. Well, I lied. I've just been so busy with a lot of stuff going on that I have to get done. It's pushing that back, and I need to make an episode for this month at least, and I want to upload more frequent episodes. So if you guys don't mind these types of episodes that this one's gonna be, let me know in the comments below and I'll make more, and that would allow me to make a lot more content, because the episodes in the past have been, you know, purpose episodes of me doing a specific modification or install on a vehicle, a project vehicle. And if I can get away with doing some vlogs and you guys enjoy that type of stuff, then I'll make a lot more. So let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna try to make it as interesting as possible, and you know, let's see how well of a job I do. But anyway, I have things moved around in here. As you can see, Eric, he moved out. He decided to get a storage unit because he don't have enough time to work on his projects. So what that happened to do for me is open up a lot of space. So I've been strategically putting things into piles, and putting my engines up on the back side of this wall here, organizing things. As you can see, I have a good collection of engines that I collected over the years, guys. And just to give you a quick rundown on it: B20 Honda GSR, Acura Integra engine, H22 Honda Prelude VTEC engine, two S54 M3 engines, because I'm going to take the best parts, combine it together, and have a full swap. That is a E46 M3 6-speed manual transmission. My RB25 that I put together, that we're eventually going to get put into the Z32, and I plan on making that thing happen this year for real. But let's pick up the pace. I got to get things going. And SRT4 swap right there for the black SRT, and we're gonna get that thing put in there real soon. And that was one of the engines that came out of the, I believe, yeah, that one came out of that one. And K20 swap for the EK, which we need to get started on this year as well. A lot of these projects I plan to get done this year, but I'm gonna have to be very organized. I'm gonna have to dedicate my time to make sure that I get a lot of these done. But I got a game plan. But let me get back to this. This is a 98 GSXR 750 full engine swap. Now I have most of the parts that I found. You know, tank. I got a frame coming, body work coming. That I'm gonna put one together for the street, and it's gonna be 750 cc and fuel injected. I thought about doing it to the race bike, but I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try later. I want to get it up and running, but after I enjoy it a little bit at the track, I'm gonna try to do a fuel injection conversion on this using a mega squirt, like a micro squirt, and using a 750 throttle body injector setup, and run it on a micro squirt, and see if I can make a fuel injected 600 cc bike. But this thing right here rides perfect for the track. You know, it's a very stable, perfect trainer bike, I guess you can call it, because they're not as fast as the newer bikes, but they're still very fast bikes. You know, it's a good bike to train on. All right, what I'm talking about now, I'm losing my train of thought, guys. Got to keep the ball rolling with this video, got to keep it interesting. So 07 GSXR 600, this is my main track day freaking weapon. And then I got this bike here on the cheap because it was for parts, and eventually I'll get a titled frame and go through it and have me a ZX7R of the same era of this bike here. So it's the era that I grew up in as a young teenager and loved these bikes, so there's something special to me, and I plan on owning some. Well, I do own some, but you know, to where I can ride and enjoy. I had to put strategic piles out throughout the shop. SRT4 Datsun 240Z stuff, which I got to get that done for the client, and a bunch of other random stuff for the Honda build, and some Z31 stuff, and some of the Harley stuff. And Harley, yeah, I said Harley because you guys don't know this. This is my 2019 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special. It's got the Milwaukee 114 on it. It's got the sport looking wheels. I upgraded the front headlight with LED halo, LED slim turn signals, 14-inch and a half fatty bars that are LA chopper, and Avon grips, extended lines, and slip-on RC exhaust, seat, which is the Drag Specialties Predator, diamond stitched. Slip-on looks pretty tight, and highway pegs that match the factory floorboards for now, and drop brackets to work with these mirrors, and a Clockworks 8.5-inch front windscreen. And I love this bike. This is like my Cadillac on two wheels, and I was on the fence for a long time about getting me one. And you know, I'm in my 40s now. There's no secret to that. I'm getting my baby grays. I'm getting up there, man, in age. So I enjoy riding this bike around. I like putting my wife or my kids on the back and just scooting around town, jamming out on the radio. I mean, it's got nav in it and everything, touchscreen. It's a Cadillac on two wheels, you know, and I always wanted to own me one. Got me one. Mark that off the bucket list, and I do enjoy riding it. You know, it's just kind of relaxing. So if you stuck around this long, I'm gonna give you guys a little teaser of the Z31 wheels. So these are the wheels that I got, some ESRs. I got them on Facebook Marketplace. They were gently used, but he had some 225 stretched on these 9.5-inch wide wheels, so I had to get some new tires for it. These are 1835 265s, so it's ready to go now. I just got them installed yesterday, and I just don't have the time to do it this weekend. I just don't. I'm busy cleaning and organizing, and Eric still has to come get some of his stuff. But yeah, these are gonna look sick on it. They're 18 positive 15 offset, 9.5-inch wide. They're gonna fit the Z31 perfect. I'm gonna get the coilovers set up with this tire and rim configuration to look nice. Hopefully, you know, me raising it up to match the wheel profile is gonna help me with my camber issues a little bit in the back, because eventually I'm gonna be taking that rear cross member out and buying a full camber kit, toe and camber kit for the rear, and get that done. That's why I got a welder over here, guys. Got me a TIG welder, and once I get better at that, I'll be able to take on some jobs like that and increase my my skill level building stuff. So anyway, with this being open though now, I'll be able to jump around between a bunch of projects, and that's gonna help me out a lot. So I have 2 lifts. I can, you know, be working on one project here. Once this doctor's car is done and he's out, he's got it, which will be soon, you know, I could be gang banging, boom, project there, boom, project there, boom, bike stuff here, and just like, you know, that, you know, spread my time out. You don't have to be specific to one thing, because you tend to get builder's burnout, is what I call it. Whenever you're trying to focus on one thing and then you really want to work on something else, but you're like, nah, I gotta get it done, so I gotta do it for the channel. Well, that's gonna kind of change up on this year, because I'm gonna be jumping around a lot, so I can get a little bit of everything and eventually get everything mostly done. And then when I feel like I got things done for the most part, then I want to hit it all the way, then I'll do that, which is what I'm leaning towards on the Z32, because I've been putting this off for quite a bit with that RB swap. I have just about everything to do this car, guys. Everything. And I don't know why. It's just, I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Not this year. We're gonna get a lot of that done. All right, so I'm gonna stop rambling on for this point. I gotta get a couple things done. I want to get this thing up and running for this episode, at least a little bit of snippets here and there, and we'll get this bike up and running, because I really want to crank her. I hadn't cranked her in a long time. So got the battery charger been plugged in overnight, so the battery should be good and charged. But before we go cranking anything over, I need to take the carburetors off, drain the gas, and then go through some things. But let's see if we can get it running this episode. All right.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. what the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly. Thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a step.
Alright, so we got some of the body work taken off. We got the gas tank all propped up, and we're about to take the gas tank off so I can get to everything generally in the open area. So basically it's pretty simple to do. You got a gas line right here you take off, electrical connector right there that you undo, and then a vacuum line right there for the regulator, and it's a done deal. This thing will come off. We'll put the battery on the charger, undo the air box, take the air box assembly off, and that will expose the carburetor so we could take those off as well.
Sick of the venom in my brain, running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once, I just so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't see.
Alright, so we're at the stage now where we gotta take the carburetors off, and it's a pretty cool little feature on this chassis right here. You see, you got a through hole right there, and that allows you access to these fasteners here for the bottom clamps. And we have to undo the throttle cables and the throttle position sensor as well, and we're pretty much good to go. We'll be able to pull the carburetors off. I want to take the bottoms off of the carburetors and just kind of go through it, make sure that it's not gummed up, give it a little cleaning, and also we're going to be putting some new fuel in the gas tank, so when we put this all back together it's going to have fresh fuel. So also I'm going to take the time and clean the spark plugs up, so just give it a little bit of a tune-up and see if she'll crank over and run. I also need to play with the adjustments on the carburetors itself, because I don't think I have the idle air, or the little fuel mixture screws that are on the bottom. You have to drill them out. I'll show you guys more of that here later once I get them off. So let's just get these things out for the first part.
I can see my dreams. Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till...
So in the middle of putting this back on, the fuel pump that is, I remembered last time I messed with this bike, and it was quite a while ago, that I was having a problem with fuel being fed to the carburetors, and I believe I diagnosed that the fuel pump was bad, and I did have a new one that I ordered. So I was digging through my stuff in the back because I was thinking about it, and sure as hell I was right. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap out this pump, and then hopefully after that the fuel problems we were having before will be solved. I'll be able to clean those carburetors real quick. I was looking at the slides, they don't seem to be dirty at all. Everything looks good, the needles look good. So hopefully that's all it is. Let's go ahead and change that out. All right, so we got the new fuel pump in, and I had to do a couple little alterations to the bottom grommet right here. As you can see, I had to cut the back portion of it off in order to get it all to fit up right, because this molding wasn't quite right. But in the end I got it all together, so hopefully this will do the trick. And we got a new gasket as well, so let's go ahead and mount this onto the gas tank, and then from there we'll do a quick little cleaning of the carburetors, slap it back together and see if she works. Alright, so we got everything back together and hopefully this thing will run. So let's go ahead and turn it on, try out the fuel pump, see if we can hear the fuel pump running, and I'll put it on choke and we'll give it a couple of uggas and see if maybe this thing will fire up. I hear the pump. Cycle it a couple times. One more time. Just making sure the float bowls fill up with fuel. Okay. It's on choke though. See if it'll it's idling on its own. Oh shit. Fuck me, I got fuel coming out everywhere. Well, she runs, but we got a bad fuel leak, and I was looking underneath the gas tank. You know, I was freaking out. It was just pouring out the bottom, and I think that it's the hose. I can't really tell underneath there right now, but I think it's leaking out of the fuel line. So, no bueno, man. Let's see if I could get this fuel leak taken care of and see if we could crank this thing up again. Alright guys, so I got a new hose installed. I got some hose clamps on it and everything, some new hoses, and that problem's fixed. But now when I turn it on, I'm starting to get fuel seepage across this fuel distribution rail right here that feeds the fuel to all the floats. So I either have some floats stuck, something going on, something funky. So I'm gonna have to take those carburetors apart and diagnose it. But I'm at a stopping point with this bike now because I got to get some O-rings for the floats, and then I gotta get my Haynes manual out and verify the float height and make sure everything is not stuck and moving freely in there. So I did disengage the fuel pump itself. So I think I'm just gonna crank it up and let it run for a little bit and let it get the fuel out of the carburetors as much as possible. And that's about it. That's about all I can do on this episode with this bike. So, all right, let's go ahead and crank it up and then see how long she runs for. She idles right up. You see the fuel seepage right there? Oh yeah. It's coming out of that little feed rail. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off. I don't trust it. So I'm gonna drain the floats and then I'm gonna call it a day on this thing. Alright guys, that's all I'm gonna have on this episode. I'm at a stopping point with this bike, so we can't move on till I get the O-rings in for the float bowls, and basically we'll carry on from there. I'm worried that the O-rings on the feed rail might be wore out, and if that's the case, then I have to tear down and separate each individual carburetor, and that can be a little laborsome. But anyway, yeah, I know what steps I got to take from here, and we'll get this SRAD right and get her on the track this year. That's my goal. I want to ride this bike on the track. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It's kind of like me vlogging and then showing a little bit of the bike content, and that's how some of the episodes are going to be. But as soon as I can fit the schedule in to get the Z31 down in here, get the tires mounted up, get wheel bearings put in it. I got another slim radiator fan I want to put in the front radiator, and basically after that it should be solid to drive around and enjoy. So we got that content coming, and then I'll be jumping around from project to project throughout, so that's what to expect. And if you like this episode and the way I styled it out, just go ahead, leave a comment down below, tell me you liked it, and I'll know which kind of direction to take with my channel. Anyway, all right guys, that's all I have on this one. So until the next one, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yo, peace out.